fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. Today I'd like to talk to you about the power of words. As Toastmasters, as we prepare our speeches, quite often we look at the importance of words. We pore over our speeches. We look at which word we're using in a sentence. Is that going to elicit the emotion that I'm looking for? Is it going to convey the thought that I'm looking to convey to my audience? Is it a word I can say without stumbling over it? So we really look at the importance of our words. But sometimes I wonder if we really consider the power of our words. Do we look at how our speech, the words that we use to convey our message, how are they going to touch the people that we're speaking to? How are they going to touch us? What emotion are we going to elicit from everyone that's in the room? That power can be negative. It could be positive. Tonight I want to talk to you about two examples. One that elicited negative emotions, negative outcomes from those words. Then I want to talk to you about the positive outcomes. I'm going to give you examples of both. Quite often as Toastmasters, we look at ourselves as speakers because we come up here and we speak. Some of us come to Toastmasters to improve our speaking skills as speakers because we plan on standing up, speaking, and giving presentations, whether it's to an audience, to its board of directors, or to our staff. So we could be speakers. But all of us, regardless of what we do, are communicators. So those words that we use, we all use them as communicators, and we need to look at the... For my first example tonight, I want to talk about the negative impact that words can have, and not necessarily from a speaking platform. When I was 10 years old, I killed a classmate of mine. We were on the playground, and from about 2 feet away from me, he took a frisbee, threw it out, and caught me in the side of the head in the temple. There was extreme anger from that. I chased him down. He ran behind some of his friends, and I looked him square in the eye and I said, "I wish you were dead." Now that was a Friday. The weekend came and went. Monday I was not at school. I can't tell you why. I don't remember if I was sick. I don't know if I had a doctor's appointment, but I was not at school. Tuesday came and I showed up as if it were a normal day. Went through class. Lunchtime came, and I asked a friend of mine, "Where's Frog Nose?" He had a wart on his nose or a bump of some kind, so that's what we called him. Maybe that's what I called him, but people knew who I was talking about when I used that name. They went white and looked at me and said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, what do you mean?" "He was killed yesterday." I came to learn that he had been dropped off across the street from the school. He had run across the street. Whoever had dropped him off had watched him cross the street safely and then had pulled out. What they had not noticed is that he had dropped a piece of homework. And he turned back around and ran to get it and bent over and the car never saw that he was there. So hit him in the middle of the street, in front of the school, in front of everyone waiting to head into school that day. Once I found that out, I carried that weight with me, that I felt my words had killed him. I had wished him dead. So at 10 years old, I carried that weight with me, knowing that I had killed him. I felt that that had a negative impact on him. In reality, that negative impact of those words were on me because I had uttered them. I carried that weight with me for 6 years. Went through many different schools, about 4 other schools, and got involved with a youth group at a new school, and they just had a winter retreat that they went to, and I went to that winter retreat. And a speaker stood up front and gave a presentation. I can't tell you what the whole moral of his story was or the message that he was delivering, but he used an example of a child that had been killed by a car. And all of a sudden I realized it wasn't my words that had done that. So his words, that positive impact that he had, I am sure he never knows how much he touched my life and changed it to lift that weight off of my shoulders just by telling what he thought was a story about a child that had been killed in a similar car accident. So as you stand up and you speak, or you're talking to someone, you need to think about your words and what power those carry with you in everything that you do. Now, I think my examples here have been a little bit extreme, but we do have to consider that in our everyday use. And you have to think about, who do your words touch? What are the power of your words? Thank you.